Welcome back to Wild Battle Channel. If you're intrigued by the intense confrontations, fierce fights, and exhilarating hunts in the animal world, you're in for a wild ride. This pig was ruined by its own curiosity. Why did it have to venture into a place where potential deadly danger awaited? Of course, the crocodiles took advantage of the situation and did their job. A herd of elephants arrived at a watering hole to quench their thirst, only to find a couple of cunning predators waiting for them. Without hesitation, the elephants decided to drive away their persistent crocodiles and successfully executed their plan. The leopard seized the moment when it could firmly grasp the opponent by the throat. After that, it pulled the crocodile out of the water and headed towards the thickets of bushes. In this case, the strength of the spotted cat prevailed, and the reptile was caught by the predator right in its own territory. Hyenas versus wild dogs. Animals rarely disgust people as much as hyenas. Not only their appearance, not only their wild behavior during the hunt, which does not set anyone on positive emotions, but apparently wild dogs do not like hyenas as much as people do. There are many videos on the internet of wild dogs attacking lone hyenas, but I think that these battles are related to the insolence of hyenas who wanted to take the prey from the dogs. As always, it's a common struggle for food. Next comes the battle of the eternal enemies. 3 lionesses in front of a crowd of hungry and wild hyenas. The fight is, as always, over the prey that the hyenas want to brazenly take from the lions. The lionesses fiercely defend their dinner, but I'm uncertain whether they could hold out much longer because the nimble hyenas outnumber them by several times, and the hyenas have a much stronger bite. Even giraffe bones can be bitten off with their jaws. It's good that a big male lion came to the rescue, scaring away all the hyenas just by looking at them. And here you see a zebra caught in the jaws of a crocodile. It grabbed its leg and held onto it, not allowing it to get out of the water. Most likely, it would have ended sorrowfully for the zebra if the curious hippos hadn't intervened in the fight. They began stomping on the crocodile, who was lying on the bottom, and forced the crocodile to let the victim go. Only in this way was the poor zebra able to make it onto dry land, although with damaged legs, but alive. The lion family couldn't even imagine that someone would have the audacity to encroach upon their territory. But such a hero was found after all. The fearless youngster began making intimidating sounds, in its opinion, and even lunged at the predators. The shocked and clearly bewildered felines tried to fend off the intruder, but it was too persistent. An aggressive snake almost crawled into the house, but a barrier appeared in its path. A box with a surprise. However, the cat sitting inside immediately made it clear to the reptile that there would be no dialogue between them. Although the 4-legged creature was cornered, it still managed to give a worthy resistance to the audacious enemy. The fox had a simple and clear plan to have a satisfying meal, but it became a part of the food chain itself, as a predatory bird had already set its sights on it. The eagle swiftly attacked its prey, sinking its sharp talons into it. But miraculously, the redhead managed to break free. A Bengal tiger engaged in a desperate battle with a grizzly bear, considered one of the deadliest in the world. Emitting shrieks and roars, the tiger tried to neutralize its opponent, but the bear launched a counterattack. At first, neither of them wanted to give in, but towards the end of the fight, the predatory cat decided to retreat. An epic battle unfolded between a dog and a snake that had crawled into its territory. The pet dog tried to approach the dangerous intruder for a long time, but when the reptile leaped into the attack, attempting to sink its teeth into the barking opponent, it actually initiated a deadly duel, and it didn't end well for the snake. The crocodile, with its mouth open, seemed to entice the curious snake, and as soon as it approached, the toothy predator attempted to attack. However, its intended victim turned out to be no easy target and quickly seized the initiative. Realizing that the battle would be too fierce for both of them, the reptiles decided to part ways. The zebra was peacefully strolling through the savannah until it noticed a lioness sprinting towards it. The predator attempted to pounce on its prey and grab it with its sharp claws. However, the zebra had no intention of giving up so easily and delivered a powerful strike, sending its rival into a knockout. The naive young piglet should have been more cautious during walks near bodies of water. You never know what toothy creature might be lurking there. It's a lesson for the future. The lioness desperately clawed at the body of its prey, trying to gain the upper hand. But the zebra was not about to give up so easily and did everything possible to make its attacker suffer as well. Wildcats often subject buffaloes to exhausting pursuits, and when the horned animals take some time to catch their breath, the cats deliver crushing blows. However, it doesn't always go that way. Regularly, the predators risk receiving a powerful blow to the abdomen or resort to fleeing, biding their time on a tree to wait for a safer moment. Two young bisons engaged in a confrontation, seeking to determine who was stronger and more dominant. Their sparring could have gone on for eternity, but suddenly, one of the giants unexpectedly backed off, deciding to retreat. It seemed that it had no chance of claiming a dominant role in the herd with such an approach. It's well known that cheetahs are the fastest runners, but the fact that they're capable of such astonishing leaps in height was hard to imagine. The lion, being the true king of the jungle, decided to find out why an audacious intruder had ventured into its territory. The initial glance and intimidating roar were meant as warnings, but soon it escalated into a fierce battle, in which the bear realized that it was not welcome there. It quickly retreated from the battlefield. The sharp horn and confident pressure of the opponent frightened the family of elephants a little. At first, they even wanted to leave as soon as possible, but after a moment changed their minds and decided to a little more piss in the eyes of the reckless opponent. An elephant and a rhinoceros argued about who had more strength and power. For this purpose, they thought of nothing better than to push each other. The method, of course, is so bad, but still helped to determine the winner. And that's the main thing. It appears that the elephant does not agree that the royal family is spread out in front of it. On the contrary, it steps in the direction of the predators with such a pathos that it seems as if the crown has long been firmly pinned to its head. Careful, crocodile. You have danger behind your back. And literally, the hippopotamus began to pursue the predator while still in the water. But when they moved to land, the intrusive invitation to battle began to gain intense momentum. The crocodile is undoubtedly a dangerous predator, but even for it, it's difficult to remain itself when a hungry pride of lionesses attacks it. These magnificent ladies work together seamlessly, and every movement is honed to perfection. So the toothy predator is not enviable. Its positions are clearly disadvantageous. The lioness wanted to quickly cross to the other bank, but troubles found it on their own. A hungry crocodile with sharp teeth unexpectedly lunged at its prey, and even managed to drag it underwater. But the frightened feline was lucky. By some miracle, it managed to fend off the predator and reach its initial goal. The European hare wanted to practice high jumps as if preparing for the Olympic Games. Doing it alone was boring, so it found a way out of the situation. It decided to involve a dangerous reptile, which clearly had different plans for the long-eared jumper. Here I've prepared a compilation of lions attacking giraffes. It would seem that such a huge, long-legged animal should have no natural enemies, but lions don't care and see only a massive piece of meat in front of them. Sometimes they overestimate their strength because only a pride can take down an adult giraffe. This footage shows a giraffe trying to hit a lion with its hooves, injuring its baby, who could no longer stand up after a powerful blow, and his fate was sealed. After 2 more unsuccessful attacks, the giraffe just ran away, leaving his baby to the lions. This is an example of lions hunting the whole pride. You see only the most interesting parts of this fight, which lasted quite a long time, but unfortunately ended sadly. The giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. Its height reaches 5 to 6 meters, 3 of which are on its famous neck. For the lions, the main thing is to knock the giraffe down, and then it's a matter of technique. The mongoose versus the cobra. Because of its uncommonness in the form of hunting poisonous snakes, mongooses are very much loved in India and are very frequently kept as pets. For the local population, the value of the mongoose is not so much in value as a kind of guardian of the human dwelling from various kinds of snakes. As you can see, the cobra immediately rose to the attack stance, all the time keeping the enemy in front, because if it even for a second turns away, it will immediately grab for the head of the nimble mongoose. There is a myth that the mongoose is not afraid of cobra venom, but it has virtually no immunity. If the snake bites it, it can die. In our case, the cobra was more nimble and managed to bite it right on the nose, and that was the end of their fight. The fate of this brave mongoose is unknown. Do you think there's no predator scarier than a bloodthirsty crocodile? Then take a look at what an enraged elephant is capable of. The animal has been thrashing about in the water for a while, but soon it becomes clear that the elephant is attempting to deal with its toothy opponent using its trunk. And as we can see, it's quite successful. We don't abandon our own in trouble. This phrase couldn't describe better the family relationships of buffaloes in a herd. If one of them is under attack by fierce predators, the other horned comrades immediately come to their aid. The buffalo kept the aggressive rhinoceros on edge for a long time, despite being slightly smaller. But one careless move led to being taken down by the opponent. Horse versus crocodile. It's unclear to me why the crocodile caused such aggression to the horse. Perhaps because he got too close to his herd. The black stallion furiously pounced on the peacefully resting crocodile and began trampling on it with its hooves. The shocked crocodile immediately ran to the water, but after a second attempt at attack, it still bit the horse's leg. That was the end of their fight, but I think the stallion was very lucky because it could have been much worse. One of the most peaceful big cats is certainly the cheetah. Now, this doesn't mean that if you notice a cheetah that you can go up to it and rub its neck, but they're not dangerous for people. The world fame of the cheetah is not because of its peaceful disposition, but its incredible sprinting ability. Now you see how the fastest terrestrial predator spotted a family of warthogs, but the cheetah clearly underestimated its opponents. Several large warthogs started to defend their young fiercely and took turns pounding on the brazen predator. After a successful hit, the cheetah flew several meters into the air and immediately realized that it had to get out of the way quickly. As we bid you farewell, we extend an invitation to subscribe to Wild Battle Channel and be a part of our growing family. Your comments about the animal competitions, battles, and hunting escapades are truly appreciated.